here trippin', that's right. Trippin', finesse, that's right. Here trippin', that's right. Here trippin', finesse, that's right. Trippin', finesse, that's right.
Welcome back to my channel. A lot of you had questions about why I took down my classroom, what school are you going to, why did you resign, what's the thesis. A lot of you asked questions, so I'm here to answer your questions. So I got on my comfy attire because I'm just going to be real with y'all. So this is like a chatting video. Before I jump into this video is not bashing anybody. It is not to slander anybody's name or the school's name, the principal's name, the county's name. That is not what this video is about. It's simply me telling why I left and where I will be going and things like that, and answering your questions that you had. So if you knew what county I worked in and you knew what school I worked at, please do not leave that below, because that's not what this video is about. It's not to bash anybody. It's not to make anybody feel bad. That's not what this video is about. It's simply me telling my story to you guys. So I hope you respect that. And yeah, let's jump right into this video. Alright, so I'm going to take you a little bit on my journey of how I even became a teacher. So I'm going to take you back to college and then fast forward to now, so you can so all your questions can be answered. Alright, so I went to college in 2010 at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. My major when I went to college was early childhood education because I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. However, my academic advisor at the time, she told me that I should switch to criminal justice because it was easier. I didn't understand why she told me that, because it's not like I was failing at the time or failing in general. So I'm like, I didn't understand, but I just went ahead and switched classes because all my friends were criminal justice majors. So I'm like, whatever, we can study together. We didn't really study, but we can study together and it'll just be easier. So I did that. While I was in college, I took a class or a substantial area called juvenile delinquent. And you had to take 3 classes of juvenile delinquent, so I had it for 3 semesters. Well, those classes that I had met at a local elementary school. At that elementary school, I was the teacher's aide, I guess you would say. So I would do small group with students. I would pull some students aside. I would mentor students, and I just really loved it. And I felt like I should be doing this instead of criminal justice. But it was already too late to change my major again, so I just did criminal justice. But once I got out of college, I looked at some criminal justice jobs, and I found 2 jobs, and they both paid under, I think under $11. They were like 10 something. So I'm like, that's stupid for me to do with the criminal justice degree. So mom's like, why don't you just start substitute teaching? You can make your own schedule. And I'm like, perfect, because I was planning my wedding. I'm like, perfect. I don't want all the stress of having like a real career just right now. So I was substitute teaching, and that worked out well. I would sub at a particular school, which was my mother's school, and they offered me a long-term position. A long-term sub or a long-term position, you make $90 a day, and you get your classroom. You don't get any benefits, but you get your classroom, you get your students, you like do everything like a teacher, and you make $90 a day. So that's what I was doing in 2015. I was a long-term sub. 2015-2016 school year, I was still a long-term sub, but in January, I was like, okay, I need more of a stable job. We're building a house. I need to get into a career now. I did the long-term sub thing for a year. I need to find a career. Well, I went to a job fair in my county, and at the job fair, I met with a principal, and she hired me as a provisional teacher. A provisional teacher means that you're working towards your certification, so you don't get teacher pay, but you get the teacher benefits. So that was fine with me. I'm like, okay, I get benefits. I'm working towards my certification, so that's perfect. Well, I took the certification test, and I did not pass, so that just discouraged me, like, from taking the test, and like, it just discouraged me really bad. So 2016 May, I decided to go back to school to get a master's degree in education. Well, I went back to get my degree, and I was still a provisional teacher because I'm still obtaining my certification, so I was able to be a provisional teacher for another year. Well, I graduated the following year in 2017 in December with a degree, a master's degree in exceptional student education. Well, from there, I was told that once I turn in all my transcripts to the, what is it called? Department of Education, I would be able to get a temporary certificate. Well, I was like, great. Because when you get your temporary teacher certificate, you're able to, well, I was told you're able to teach out of field and you get the teacher salary. And being that I'm a language arts teacher, I was like, okay, this sounds great. So I submitted my transcripts to the Department of Education. They came back to me in April. I submitted them in January, just to let you know. And they came back in April, and then I gave them to my principal, and I was able to get hired as a teacher, as a full-term teacher, which is what I thought. However, I got my first paycheck in August 30th, and my paycheck was only $1,200. So from that paycheck, I called HR. I'm like, hey, there's something wrong with my paycheck. I don't understand. It's like short, because I thought I was going to be making teacher salary finally for the first time ever. And that wasn't the case. She explained to me that, well, nobody really explained anything. So this is what I got from what she said. Basically, I had to be a provisional teacher. Again, because my degree was in exceptional student education and it wasn't in a content area, so therefore I could not get teacher salary, even though I had a master's degree and I had a temporary certification. Nobody had ever explained that to me. I never knew any of this. An email was sent on June 6th to my work email, but June 6th I wasn't able to access my emails, so I never saw any of this going on. I never knew. I was never made aware. People would tell me that, oh, you'll finally make what you deserve this year, you'll be making your teacher salary. Like, people said that out of their mouths, and then when I had questions, nobody had like really answers for me. I don't know, but I didn't make it a big deal. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I was very like confused. I called my mom. She's like, oh no, that's not right. And I called my husband again. He was like, just quit, because you worked way too hard to stay making that little money. So the following day, on August 31st, I turned in my resignation letter. That was like the hardest thing I have ever done. Like, I love this school. I love the people at the school. I love my kids. Well, I don't like to call them kids. I love my students. And it's just like, I had to leave them. I don't know. It's just like weird, because it's like you did all this and now you're just packing up your classroom. You're gonna leave. So it was just like, it was really tough. It was a tough pill to swallow, but I knew that it had to be done, because I know I didn't want to belittle myself and how hard I worked to get my degree in a year and a half, and to get it making great grades while I was coaching cheerleading, a newlywed, just moved in my house. Like, it was hard for me to like stay in school and not like drop out like guys. I considered it. So for me to be told, oh, your degree is not good enough, or we can't accept that, just kind of like hurt me. So it was like, I'm not gonna stay somewhere where like I have to do everything. I had a perfect co-teacher, but we weren't in the same class, but we worked like hand in hand. I had a great teacher that worked with me, but I felt like I'm not gonna do everything that she's doing, and she's making more than me, and I'm making this amount, and I'm working like not like working like a dog, but like we're putting in equal work, but she's getting this amount and I'm not. So it's just like, I didn't understand why. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it. Not throwing anybody under the bus. Like, I just wasn't going to settle or belittle myself like that, because I worked too hard to get to where I'm at. So yeah. Now where does that leave me? So I resigned on August 31st. When I resigned, I had no schools in mind. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I thought I was gonna stay home. However, God had another plan for me. I had reached out to a couple of principals in my county. They all told me they couldn't hire me because of my degree situation and all this stuff. I'm just like, what? Like, it just felt like nobody wanted to hire me, or I couldn't work or make teacher salary in my county. Well, a principal emailed me and asked could I come in for an interview. I scheduled the interview for the following week. I went to the interview. She hired me on the spot, and I will be teaching language arts in a different county at a charter school, and I will be making teacher salary. And I'm just like, God is so good. He is so faithful, because like his plans are like so different from ours. Like, we can make plans, but then God's like, girl, I got something better, or I got something in store. Not saying that this school is better or that other school that I was at was worse or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, for my life, just God always just shows out, and he's right on time. Like, I've never cried about me losing my job or about me resigning. I cried because my students, I had already got attached to them. So that was where my tears came from. My tears didn't come from like, because I didn't know where my help was going to come from. They just came from like me being sad. So I never really cried, or I never doubted God, because I'm like, I can find something else. But the devil tried to make me sad and like, oh, you're going to be staying at home, you're not going to be doing this, you're not going to do that, or and I'm just like, I kind of like ignored that, and I'm just like, I'll find something. And so when this principal emailed me and I had an interview, like, I pulled into the parking lot. I'm like, yeah, this is nice. And I was just like, I was just like happy. And then I was in my interview. I'm just like, I was about to get nervous, and I'm like, Shara, just be genuine, just be yourself. And then at the end of the interview, I asked him, or I asked them, like, what did you pick up on from what I was telling you? And they were like, that you're a genuine person, and that you're a team player, and that you're willing to learn. I'm just like, oh, because those qualities all describe me. Like, I love to learn new things. I am genuine. I'm a team player. So all that was just like reassuring to hear, and that they picked up on that from my answers. So yes, I will be going to a different school. I didn't resign because I had another school, and I resigned because I just simply was not going to make $14,400 a year. I couldn't live off of that another year, knowing that I worked really hard in school. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got your tea. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Also subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SlayClassWithVShara. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Bye!